What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another unboxing video brought to you by Bearded Kaiju's Unboxing Reviews. If you guys like the channel, hit the subscribe button. You know what to do. Share with everybody that you think would like the content of this channel. Yeah, it's 2023. So far, the New Year's been not too great for me, personally. Have some things been going on and everything, but hopefully it gets better. Collecting wise, it's going to be a crazy year. It really is. Just so much stuff coming out this year, especially just big, gigantic stuff that I have coming. It's going to be absolutely insane. So my box days are going to be just ginormous, really, in stature from these figures coming out. So I won't spoil what I'm getting, but just know there are some huge, big boys coming up later on this year, sometime. So yeah, you'll be checking those out. And of course, obviously, I'll be getting my normal stuff throughout the year, and who knows, whatever else I see and buy. Um, but I am going to kind of cut down a little bit on some things. I'm really going to focus on trying to get things that I really, really like instead of just impulse buying and just grabbing them up whenever they come out and everything. I kind of tendency to do that and everything, and it just kind of puts me in a bind sometimes. And then all of a sudden, a month later, I'm like, oh God, why did I buy this kind of thing? So I got to stop doing that and everything. So, and then just gonna kind of focus more on kits this year and everything. So you'll see more kits. Hopefully, I already have probably 8 kits already stashed here by my desk that have not been built and everything. So that's kind of some of the things I want to get done this year is get those sent off, built and painted, to get back and do reviews for them for you guys and everything. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming. I cannot wait for that. It's gonna be really exciting. And then hopefully I don't see any more kits come up, but you never know and everything. But yeah, definitely gonna be quality over quantity this year. So gonna be kind of moving towards that direction, maybe getting rid of some stuff, that I really don't necessarily like anymore. It just doesn't speak to me, kind of thing. Just kind of making sure I have the ones that I really, really love the most. So just kind of some goals that I have for this year and everything. Everybody kind of has their own things goal wise that they can, put out there and just make sure that, you stick with it and everything. It's not a bad thing to have that kind of thing when you're especially a collector, in this fandom or any other fandom, like this. So yeah, it's I think it's a good thing to follow, and it's just something to kind of stick to, so you don't go all crazy and really stretch yourself thin, money wise and space wise too. So, but yeah, but this video is going to be my top 10 for 2022. I wanted to do this before the new year, actually, but Christmas time was really crazy. Then I had my premiered my new show, The Lowdown, with Bearded Kaiju, which I want to thank everybody again who came on the show with me and did it with me. The guys were just absolutely phenomenal, and just I thank them so much for it. And then just everybody who watched it live or caught it, after the fact, thank you so much for the support. It was really cool, really fun to do, and can't wait to do another one soon. Hopefully I get something in the works and everything, and I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. So, but yeah, it was just pretty crazy. And then the big gigantic Shin came out at the very end of the year, and I really wanted to put that one out because I really wanted to see it. So yeah, just I wasn't able to do my top 10 for 2022 before the new year. So I think it's a good time now to do it now, to get it out there, and just kind of review and some stuff that I got this last year that I thought was just top notch for me. It was really hard to rank these 1 through 10. I mean, I could probably flip flop them between 1 through 10, honestly, especially probably 5 through 10, really. But I think the top 5 are kind of right where they are. They maybe flop, here and there, but for the most part, I think they'd stick. But yeah, they could. I mean, some of them could flip flop, any day of the week. Just depends on how I feel or how I'm seeing it or looking at it and stuff like that. So, but yeah, let's definitely get to the top 10 for 2022, starting at number 10. All right, and here's number 10. I give you the Roto Kaiju 35 centimeter Kong 67 and Mecha Kong from the movie King Kong Escapes. And this these kits were a long time coming, honestly. They announced these I think couple years ago, maybe a year ago or something like that, and then just kind of kept sending progress pics, with the sculpts and everything like that, making sure everything was absolutely perfect. Beto Matali did an absolutely phenomenal job with these sculpts. I don't know if he could do any better, or anybody else could do any better for these sculpts. I mean, they're absolutely insanely detailed, insanely suit accurate. So I definitely wanted to get these. I put in the pre-order for these, and I got the deluxe set, and that's why I have both of them, and that's why they're both in spot 10, because technically they are two figures, but they actually came as one set realistically. Like I said, this was supposed to be the deluxe set, so you ordered the Mecha Kong, and then you were able to get the Kong as well. So that's the only way that I knew of that you could get the Kong. Unless they had extras, they probably sold them off individually if they did have extras. But initially, it was just the Mecha Kong that was for sale. But if you went with the upgraded version, or I guess you could say their Rick edition, they added the Kong 67. So I definitely went with that because I was going to have a Kong to go with this. I could not say no to that. And then, of course, I had my buddy Mark Sang Yang build and paint these guys. And, of course, just can't say enough about Mark, especially if you watch my channel. He's done some completely amazing work for me within the last year. And like I said, many more to come. A lot of these kits that are just sitting here waiting to get shipped to him, and get him to put his special touch on them. So, but yeah, he was able to do these for me, and just they came out just absolutely perfect. And just overall, the whole release was just phenomenal. So, yeah, this is my number 10 for 2022. All right, and here's number 9. Obviously, I mean, this guy, speechless for this guy. This guy came out of nowhere when this was initially announced and everything, and it blew me away. It really did. This was announced on the Godzilla Store stream they have on YouTube that they've been doing recently within the last couple of years. And they dropped this guy on that stream, and I lost it. I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, what is that? And found out that it was the design version for the ride that they had, a um, 3D visual ride, kind of a seat that you can sit in and kind of moves and everything like that with this big screen and everything. And this is the version for it. And I was like, this is perfect. I absolutely love the look of this version of Godzilla. And then seeing the actual video that it came from, like the ride, it was great. Like he was big. He was dominating in that video. He fought King Ghidorah, and there was a new version of King Ghidorah in there, and then there was Rodan in it too. But like he was great. He was manhandling King Ghidorah and everything, and just kind of I liked it because he was actually grappling with King Ghidorah. And then obviously he used his atomic breath also. But yeah, it was just absolutely fantastic. And this was the actual Godzilla Store exclusive with the blue spines and everything, as you can see. And this is the version that I wanted the most out of everything. So they ended up doing 3 versions of this guy. You have the standard, which is the bone white spines and everything. And then you have this one. And then, of course, you had the light up version, which is like the Rick. So, but this is the one that I wanted. It looked the best. Even the light up, it looked okay. It did have kind of like the bluish spines to it for the light up, but I'm not a huge fan of light ups, so I try to avoid them as much as I can. So I wanted to get like the translucent blue look to them. It just oh man, I was so happy, and it was so crazy because at the time they didn't have the buy option for the Godzilla Store as they do now. So I had to go through another service called Tenzo, and I had never used Tenzo before. I logged in, put all my information tried it, and I just hoped and prayed that I would get it. And so with me never using it before, um, my credit card company would always red flag it because they try to charge it and they didn't know about it. Well, they would send me messages on my phone saying that my card might be being misused and stuff like that. And if I wanted to let it go, then I would just, press or send yes and let it go. Well, I would do that several times and it would not let the payment go through. So I had to call my card service, had to get it all straightened out. And then I had to call them, I think, two more times just to straighten it out because it still wasn't going through. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to get this. They're just going to cancel my order and then I'm not going to be able to get it. So finally, unexpectedly, it went through. And then all of a sudden it showed up like maybe 4 days later. And I was like, holy crap. I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, it actually went through because I didn't have any shipping info or nothing. And it just showed up. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is absolutely amazing. I'm so glad it went through. But yeah, now it's like today now, since they have Bai to do that kind of stuff for the Godzilla Store exclusives, it's just way better because I use Bai all the time. And it's just a smoother transaction. And it's great. So I'm glad we can have that. But yeah, this is my number 9 of 2022. All right, here is number 8. And this is the Gamera versus Gauss 1967 Showdown set. And these are reissues of the original sculpts that were released years ago. And I am just so happy that they have been doing a lot of reissues and there have been actually clumping figures together to make sets. For example, they've done the Godzilla and Gigan set. They did the Godzilla and Rodan set, and then they've done this one. Just to name a few recent ones, I'm so glad they did because at the time I wasn't into X Plus, so I missed out on these initial releases, and especially the Gauss, like it goes for a crazy amount of money now for the aftermarket. And it just sucked because this is my second favorite film for Gamera is Gamera versus Gauss, the Showa era. And so I was just ecstatic that they were able to reissue this. And another funny story is that I had full intentions of getting the set, um, and then found out that the pre-order ended when I was at G Fest this last year. And I was like, oh no, like I completely forgot about it when I was at G Fest. And, dumb me, wait till the last minute and stuff. But so I waited for them to come out and they ended up on Bai. And so I got one there, and actually I only paid like $20 more extra than retail, which is phenomenal for aftermarket. So I immediately scooped that sucker up and I got them. So I was happy it all worked out and everything because this is a set that a lot of people slept on last year. I didn't see a lot of people actually grabbing this set. And it's maybe just because the Showa Gamera is very corny slash, kid friendly and just, goofy overall, and it's not everybody's cup of tea. When you think of Gamera, everybody thinks of the Heisei series, which understandable. It is phenomenal in every way, shape, or form. But there's just something about the Showa Gamera series it's so great. I absolutely love it. I watch the movies all the time just to kind of relax and just let my brain melt and not think of anything and just enjoy just a weird kooky kaiju film, and it's great. And I was so glad that they are able to re-release this set because these are amazing sculpts and I just absolutely love them. So I'm so glad that I had to pay crazy amount of money to get these guys, individually, and I got them as a set. So yeah, they were Rick exclusives. So definitely worth picking up if you are able to pick up. And if you didn't, I think you guys lost out on something pretty spectacular, actually, because I don't see these being released again for a long, long time, So, but yeah, there's my number 8. All right, on to number 7. And here they are, the Brothers of Destruction themselves, Sanda and Gyra, the Gargantuas. I mean, this set I have been looking for a long time. And just nothing ever popped up, or if it did, just I never had the money for it at the time. And fortunately, I was able to pick this up at G Fest this last year for a very good price, actually, with the box. So I was absolutely just ecstatic to get these guys. This is my favorite non-Godzilla Toho film because it's just absolutely just, oh my god, just perfect with the movie, the kaiju action, the characters, and everything. Like it's all just absolutely phenomenal. So I absolutely had to get this set, and of course I did, and I absolutely love them. And there was only one thing that I didn't like about them overall was the paint job. And I actually sent these guys off to Mark Sang Yang again, and he was able to kind of touch up the paint job for these guys. Um, just kind of put more shadows and Santa for the most part, make them maybe a little bit darker and everything, and the eyes and whatnot, just kind of make it look pop a little bit. And then for Gyro, obviously you can see he's got battle damage, and I really wanted that because I just thought that look was just so cool and everything. So you even got his um, scar or his open wound by his eye and everything. And then of course on the back, he's got wounds too from the maser tanks and everything that were just frying him up basically and everything until Santa came and saved him and stuff. But yeah, I just think this does so much more to this figure, and I just absolutely love it. Like I just Mark did an absolutely phenomenal job for me, and it's just I love these things even more now. I mean, I was so happy to get them, for what they were, but then Mark, put his crazy touch on them, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was blown away. So definitely, again, thank you, Mark. But yeah, these are just absolutely phenomenal. Uh, these are, oh, I don't know if you could do them any better, honestly. So I just love that. I got what I wanted, my idea put onto these figures, and Mark was able to do it for me. I think the only way to get an alternate version of these guys was like a Wonderfest set. I think that it had a little bit of battle damage for Gyra, but not like this in any way. Like he made the wounds pretty big and stuff like that. Which I mean, in the movie, if you really look at him, like he got tore up pretty good actually from the maser tanks and all that stuff. So yeah, it makes the figure pop more to me. It just makes them stand out. And I just absolutely love it. So yeah. But yeah, that's my number 7. All right, on to number 6. And of course, had to be my boy, the gentle dinosaur himself, Titanosaurus. This is made by Resin Chef. And of course, my boy, Mark, did his spin on it and stuff like that. And of course, made this thing pop even more than it is. And of course, even extra, he made this awesome, cool base for me to really make it stable. So I don't have any worries about this thing falling over and breaking in any way because it is resin, so it is fragile. But yeah, but it it just adds to the figure overall. Like it's just phenomenal. And as you can see down there, there is the cyborg herself, Katsura. So yeah, that was also great. That little touch that he did for me, that was just phenomenal. So I absolutely love that. I hope X Plus or somebody else makes like a real life Katsura figure. Like I said, maybe X Plus does the Toho Maniacs line, would just be phenomenal. So hoping for that, but yeah, we need something to represent Katsura, bigger than what this is. I think there's like a bottle cap with a little figure on it of her. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe something from Cast. Maybe they made something, I think. But everything is just so small and everything. But yeah, I want something that's bigger and more lifelike and everything. And I mean, even a Sofubi would be really great to come out for her, or these other human characters would be just amazing. So, but yeah, this is absolutely phenomenal. I love this. Everything just pops on it, and it's so accurate for his paint job. And I just love the dynamic pose that he's in, that he's moving, because obviously you can see the tail coming to the side and it's curled up, and then his foot is up just a little bit like he's walking as the other one is pivoting, and it just says a lot for this figure. And if you've seen my videos before, I do like to preach that I'm not a huge fan of the static poses, where it's just kind of arms up the sides or or down at the sides. You know, I want a little bit something more eye-catching, I guess. And this definitely does it. So this is just one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Titanosaurus piece I have in my collection. And I have to say, I have a lot of Titanosaurus figures in my collection because it is my favorite kaiju, if you haven't already known. So he definitely had to make the list. But yeah, that is my number 6 for 2022. All right, we are back. And come on, like, this is number 5. This is the gigantic red translucent Godzilla Store exclusive Shin Godzilla. And oh my gosh, I am so excited, so happy that I was able to finally get my gigantic Shin. This is the one Shin that I've been wanting the most out of everything, even the Sakai. The Sakai is good and everything, but it's just, to me, it doesn't match up to this at all. Like I said in my review, which was the last video that I put out, was of this guy. So I won't go too crazy in depth, but just know that I've waited several years for this. I think it was like 4 years. And there's been 6 releases, and this is the 6th one. And I was finally able to get him after 4 years and 6 different releases. So it means a lot to me. It is my favorite looking Shin overall. I love the closed mouth and just his appearance. I love his sculpt, and I love the look of him. I love his pose. I mean, everything about him is just phenomenal. The red translucent just makes it pop even more for me. And I think that's a big thing for Shin, just because he's got a way different skin color to him, with the red really popping out through the black and everything. And it's just, it does everything for me. It checks all my boxes. And I'm just so happy and ecstatic that I was able to get this. It was definitely a bucket list figure for me, and it came right before the end of the year, so I had to get that video out. So, but yeah, he definitely had to make the list. But yeah, this is number 5 for 2022. All right, and to number 4. Of course, we had to put the birthday boy in for himself. You know, Gigan turned 50 this year, and this is the brand new sculpt from Monster Maker 28, Gigan 1972, from his film. And wow, like, this definitely put a different perspective for me for Gigan. Realistically, I love this thing. It's so incredible. And then just, oh my gosh, Mark did an amazing job for me. I think this is one of the 4 that I sent to him for my first kits ever, and he blew out of the park. He really did. Like, I wanted a certain kind of colorway to him and stuff, and he did it for me. And he's so easy to work with and whatnot. And then of course his skills are just on another level, and this thing is just phenomenal. Like, absolutely just gorgeous. So yeah, I was so happy to get this. And I was really on the fence about it. I really was. I actually picked this up at G Fest this last year. I made a bunch of kit purchases at G Fest, which was different for me. That's where I kind of got down the kit rabbit hole. So that's kind of where it all started. And I'm happy I took it. It's just I have to be very selective over these, just because I have to pay for the kit plus getting it built and painted. So it costs a little bit more than normal because I don't do it myself, which I'm fine with, and everything. But it's just, I gotta be more selective, and I just can't go crazy on them. So, but yeah, this is just phenomenal. And this makes me more of a Gigan fan, just because of how well this sculpt portrays him. It's top notch. It really is. And after this and a couple others coming up, I absolutely fell in love with the Monster Maker 28 line for kits. I think they are the best, if not one of the best, sculpts out there for any kaiju that they do. I mean, I'm always looking online at the kaiju kits website, and looking at their kits and what they look like and everything, and just trying to find any kind of other Monster Maker 28 kits that are out there. So this definitely kickstarted that, and I'm just so happy I got it. Like I said, I debated about getting it, and I'm glad I got it because it is the definitive Gigan figure, above all else. So it's phenomenal. So yeah, that is my number 4 for 2022. All right, here is number 3. So we are into the top 3 now, and this is number 3, the Godzilla vs. Ibra 1966 set, released by X Plus from the Favorite Sculptors line, and this thing is phenomenal. Like this is absolutely nuts for what X Plus has put out. This is my figure of the year for 2022. I don't think anything else beats it. It's incredible. It really is. It's something way different than X Plus has ever done, and I absolutely love it. And I want more of it. Really, they took a Kaiju Freaks Azai kit and redid it in vinyl form, and it's they did an amazing job on it. They've done other stuff like this before in the Favorite Sculptors line, like the GMK set and everything. But yeah, they keep going with this kind of stuff. The FSL line is just almost the top tier for their lines for X Plus. I mean, the Gigantics is pretty hard to beat. They're always up there because their stuff is good, but the FSL line, like, they put out so much stuff based off of kits and just unique kaiju, or even the Death Ghidorah from Rebirth of Mothra. That was an FSL. Like, that came out of nowhere, and that's just a phenomenal, phenomenal figure. And this is right down the same boat as that. It's absolutely insane. And like I said, it is my figure of the year for this year. It blew me away immediately when I saw it at a Wonderfest, and I knew for a fact it was going to be figure of the year just from seeing what it looked like, what they had there from the early pictures or the early figure that they had on display. And then once we got it, then we found out that we were going to have a base for it, which is just icing on the cake for me, and it was great. And then, of course, just a few nitpicky things for me. And then I had my buddy Mark do his magic again, and he touched up the base for me to make it a little bit more watery looking, basically. Just more tropical water, the lighter blue and everything that really could break up where you could see Godzilla in the water. And then, of course, you see there the red bamboo ship that I had custom made to throw in this little diorama just to kind of spice it up a little bit more. So, but yeah, I absolutely love this figure. It's phenomenal. Godzilla vs. Sea Monster is one of my favorite movies overall as a film, as a Godzilla film, with kaiju action to characters to score. Everything to me is perfect. It really is. Like, it's one of the films that all around it's solid. And I know a lot of people hate on it, and that's okay. It's not for everybody. To some, it's a little bit boring and stuff like that. But to me, it's definitely a guilty pleasure. But I think it's getting a lot more recognition, especially this last year after this coming out and everything. It's definitely moving up, I think, in the ranks for people. It definitely did for me, and I'm glad to see it get a little bit more love than it has been in the past. So yeah, it's definitely worth this. Everybody probably thought this was gonna be a little higher on my list, but it's kind of hard to beat the last 2 on my list. That's why this is number 3. But that doesn't mean that it's still the best figure for this year that was released. The other ones were technically released later, but it's just when I got them, so that's why they're ranked a little bit higher. Otherwise, who knows? But yeah, this is my number 3 for 2022. All right, here is number 2. And of course, I mean, it was pretty hard to beat these guys. Honestly, it really was. Just because this is my favorite suit, the Godzilla 1975 from Terror Mechagodzilla, and of course you have 2 out of the 3 from that movie representing Q. And these are kits from the Monster Maker 28 line, the same thing as it was for the Gigan. This is Mechagodzilla 2 from the same film, and it's just, like I said, you cannot beat the sculpts on these things. They are absolutely just home runs. Every little detail is in these things, and I will say that nobody has been able to do a 75 the way that Monster Maker 28 did. And this 75 is the definitive, I kid you not, the best 75 out there. No one else has even come close to how accurate this guy is from the suit. It's just something about the suit that just nobody can get absolutely correct. It's either the hands are too small, or the face looks too wonky, or the nose, or the jawline. Something is off. And this is, oh my gosh, just absolutely insanely detailed and insanely accurate from the film. So I have to give it to these two. I bought these two also at G Fest this last year, along with the Gigan. Like I said, with my big kit buys, and I got these two back at the same time. So I'm considering them as what I got last year, because they did come back last year and everything. Actually, I got my Gigan first before these two, and then these two came after. And I was just blown away. And even the Mechagodzilla, I wasn't another one that I wasn't planning on buying, but I was like, you know what? I have to get the Mechagodzilla to go with Godzilla. That way I have 2 out of the 3 from my favorite film done. And of course, Mark did another phenomenal job, because with this kit comes the brain head. And that's just, just for me, because the X Plus version, I did not get the Rick brain head exclusive. I just got the standard, which I kicked myself for that. And I never let it down for myself. I was like, God. And I almost picked one up before I got these. And I was like, you know what? I don't need one now, because this is even better. And then the sculpt is even better, because it's more accurate than the X Plus. And then, of course, Mark doing his thing with the color scheme on these things are phenomenal. And like I said, I can't say enough about Mark when how he does and the quality that he does with his work. It's just, yeah, you will not go wrong with Mark in any way. And I never have. And he's so good about listening to my little critiques, if I have any and stuff like that, and just making sure that it comes out the way that I want and everything, for especially the Mechagodzilla. Like, I want it a little bit darker than it initially was, just because the 75 is a lot darker. It's got the blacks and the shading on the suit than it did to the 74, which is nice, clean. He hadn't fought really anybody yet. He's brand new. The 75, obviously, he had fought Godzilla, fought King Caesar, so he already went through some stuff. He's rebuilt, and everything. So you could kind of see the more weathering on him and stuff. And I absolutely love that. So he did that for me and just knocked it out of the park. So yeah. And of course, the heads swap out. So I can do the brain head, or I can do the Mechagodzilla head if I wanted to. So that's really cool. I just kind of let Godzilla hold it for me. So it makes it look like he ripped off his head and there's his brain head exposed. But yeah, this is top notch for me. This was a grail for me. I initially saw it, I think, with Leslie debuting it on his channel and reviewing it. And I immediately contacted him and talking about how to get one of these and everything. And I was able to score one at G Fest. And it's my favorite. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love it. No regrets whatsoever. And of course, Mark doing his thing. So yeah, again, that should be my last one from Mark this year. He's done so much for me. So thank you for a fantastic year and just being a good friend, and doing this stuff for me. So like I said, more to come in 2023, hopefully soon. But yeah, on to the final and number 1 figure I got for 2022. All right. So we are down to number 1 for my 2022 figure of the year. And to me personally, obviously you can see, I even shifted the camera a little bit so you guys can get a closer look at him. I'm not going to move him because he is an absolute beast. And so here's the best look you're going to get. It is the 2019 King Ghidorah from Godzilla King of the Monsters Legendary Verse. Yeah, this is from Spiral. This thing is absolutely insane. You can see how big he is. He is a beefy, beefy boy, and I absolutely love it. So to me, I got mine last year So to me, it's my figure for 2022. Initially, it wasn't released in 2022. People started getting them in 2021, but I didn't officially get mine until I think it was like April, May, or something like that this last year. So to me, I'm considering it a 2022 figure just because it arrived in my hands then. Otherwise, this would probably be figure of the year, honestly. But technically, it's not. It's just when I got it, so that's why it's my top figure for last year. I can't say enough about this thing. This thing is absolutely insane on so many levels. The accuracy is, oh my gosh, it's next level. And for how big it is, it's phenomenal. And the quality is so good. And I absolutely love it. It's a room stopper. Everybody notices it when they walk into this room because it's so big and so massive, and it's just got that eye appeal to it that is like, holy crap, like that thing is ginormous, and he should be, because he's the biggest Ghidorah that there is to date, and it's one of my favorites. It really is. Like, I absolutely loved the sculpt when it was first revealed and everything. So, and the Spiral just did their masterful work on it. You cannot go wrong with this thing. I absolutely adore it. And yeah, I understand it took a while to get here, but I don't fault them for it at all. I was patient. I knew I was going to get it. I believed in them and still do. And I didn't go wrong. They didn't do me wrong. And I got what I ordered. So I'm going to continue to order from them just because I love their work, and their stuff that's coming out is just next level type stuff. It's crazy. I cannot wait. And that's some of the things I was talking about earlier. For some of the stuff that's coming out that's big is coming from Spiral Studios. I am all in on that company, and it's going to be insane. So yeah, Ghidorah 2019 is my number one figure of 2022. All right, so that concludes my top 10 figures from 2022. I did want to give a couple shout outs for some honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list, but were still really good acquisitions that I got this last year. So I just wanted to go through those quick and just kind of show you some other stuff that almost made the list, but it was such a tight race for my top 10. It was really hard to pick just the 10, but I wanted to kind of show some limelight for those guys. So first, my first honorable mention is going to be the Zombula, and this was going to be my only Sofubi that was going to make it on this list. And like I said, it was very close. It really was. But this sculpt and this release is it's my favorite Sofubi this last year. And now he just made or put out another one that is the Mechala. I guess you could say it's basically the Mecha Godzilla in disguise, where you can, instead of the bones and muscles that you see in this one, it's the robotic parts. And I love it. So this year I plan on getting one of those to go with this guy. But yeah, just absolutely insane for the sculpt and the size of him. I mean, he's almost the size of the Monster Maker 28, which is like 34 centimeters, 33 for the Godzilla. I think the Gigan's 35. So, I mean, he's almost right there. He's a big chunky boy for vinyl figure, but the detail and the color is just phenomenal. And of course, this glows. So it puts it at the top of the list because I love my glows, and it's just amazing. So yeah, that is my first honorable mention. And then second, of course, I had to give this guy some love. Gaba. This is just a unique figure. It really is. This kaiju in general doesn't get a lot of love. It's a pretty weird film, I guess you could say. Either not a lot of people like it, or they don't know about it, kind of thing. So it's kind of overseen and stuff like that. But I absolutely love it, and I was able to get this X Plus 25 centimeter figure. And this is probably going to be my only like 25 centimeter figure I'm going to keep, besides like the Biolante and the Destroyer and all that stuff, just because they're bigger. Just because I'm getting out of the 25s, but like they don't have a 30 for Gappa yet. which, who knows, maybe they'll get one out. But this is such a rare figure, rare, I'm telling you, that not a lot of people see this up for sale, or not a lot of people have it. So it was very special that this popped up and I was able to grab it, and I just absolutely love it. So it was a very special buy for me, just because I actually do like this film. It's very fun. It's very heartfelt and everything. Just so because first up, I'm showing you the Zoe 1989 Godzilla, which I am super excited to get this. 89 is my second favorite suit, or my 1B, I guess you could say, if this is my 1A. Yeah, that's how much I love this suit. And this is a 35 centimeter kit that I cannot wait to get built and painted. It has two head options. It's got the open mouth, it's got the closed mouth, which is super awesome. But yeah, I cannot wait for this. I think this is going to be the best 89 representation out there, even better than anything that X Plus done, from the 30 centimeter to 25, even the gigantic. I think this is going to take it for what it looks like. So can't wait for Mark to put this together and stuff. But yeah, something I'm super excited to get done this year. All right, lastly, this is my other kit that I want done this year. This is the 50 centimeter Gamora, and I am a big Ultraman fan. This is my favorite Ultra Kaiju, and this was debuted in the last Wonderfest, I believe, and I was shocked and amazed at it, and didn't think I could get my hands on this at all. And I follow the company on Twitter, and I just happened to message them, and sure enough, they're like, yeah, we do ship overseas. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, can I get one? And it was a smooth transaction. I got it like a week later. It was just amazing. So I cannot wait for this guy. It's a gigantic size figure, so it's gonna be just as big as the Shin Godzilla over to my left here. So it's gonna be amazing to see this thing all painted and built and stuff, next to my gigantic Godzillas and stuff, because it'll be my first ultra gigantic that I have. It'll be my biggest kit that I'll have too. So yeah, pretty excited for this one. I just absolutely love Gamora. So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to feature a couple of those things that almost made the list, but of course, these kits, they're not together, so I just couldn't put them on there. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. That is my top 10 for 2022. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, more to come this year. A lot more kits, hopefully, and just a lot more, fun stuff to do. I should have some more shows for the lowdown coming up. So keep a lookout for that. Hopefully you guys watch and everything. Like I said, thank you for a great year. We've already passed the 300 mark for subscribers, so thank you so much. We are close to the 400 subscribers, which will be my next giveaway. Just a bundle of stuff that I just want to give back to you guys for showing me the love and support that you guys have been doing it, especially for this last year. I think this is like the second year I've been doing this now, or a year and a half now I've been doing videos here for you guys. So it's been so much fun. I get so much joy out of doing it and everything. So thank you so much for supporting me and just watching and just spreading the word. It's been so much fun, and I love doing it. I love showing you guys my stuff, because I'm just a Godzilla nerd, here showing everybody my stuff and just geeking out about it. It's great, and just meeting new people to show the same kind of stuff, or talk about the same kind of stuff, that I like, that I can bring to you guys. So just thank you so much. It's been a great year. Hopefully 2023 continues and we just keep growing and stuff like that. Get some more giveaways away and everything. So, and then yeah, some more shows for the lowdown for me and everything. Who knows? The future looks pretty bright. So, but yeah, thanks guys, and yeah, like, comments, and subscribe. Let's keep it rolling. So, but yeah, here's to a great 2023, and later.